Hello students, welcome back to the second part of factorization of the algebraic expression. So in this section, we are going to look at factorization by grouping the terms, right? So what happens is if there's an even number of terms, sometimes we could group them up and it helps to simplify things, say, and see them in different parts, and we can actually sort of factorize each section separately. And you find that the portion that we factorize out, they are common and the whole thing just flows nicely. So just to show you two quick examples. Okay, on this side, right, let me change my pen color. We have AB minus AC. So I'm going to put them in one group. So, and we have 4B minus 4C over here in another group. So when I extract out the A, right, what happened is I have the B minus C in the bracket, right? And when on the other group, when I extract out 4, I have B minus C in the bracket. So B minus C is now common, right? And I can extract it out and I will actually successfully factorize it. Okay. So similarly on this side, okay, same thing. I'm going to put this as one group and this as one group. And for the first group, I extract out X, I get A plus B in a bracket. On the second group, I extract out negative Y, I get A plus B here, right? So again, A plus B get extracted and the whole thing is actually factorized nicely. Okay. Now over here, sometimes some students encounter difficulty with the second example because the instinct is to actually factorize out the Y instead of the negative Y. And that caught a lot of people off guard, right? So alternatively, okay, for this kind of question, there is an alternative way to doing it. That's where we can actually reorder them. So I'm going to take this term and just change the order, right? So I just put minus AY first, then plus BX, then minus BY. So when we do that, okay, we can now extract out the A to get X minus Y. In the second group, I can extract the B to get X minus Y. So now the X minus Y and X minus Y is common, so I have X minus Y, and then I'm left with A plus B. So yes, there is more than one way to actually approach this type of question, so just showing them to you. Eventually, once you get very comfortable with factorizing algebraic expression, either way should be easy for you, right? So let's look at some examples to complete our understanding. So here's one, right? So if I look at this and I want to factorize, so in the first group, I see the 8 and the 6, therefore I'm going to extract out 2, right? X is also common, I'll extract out the 8. So let me just show you where the first group is visually, right? So that's the first group. So that will give us G, again, 4G. 4G plus 3H. And then in the second group, let's change the color in green, right? So what happened now in the green portion, I can extract out 7. Yes, 7Y. Yeah, extract out 7Y, I have 3H plus 4G. Well, here's the good news, right? 4G plus 3H, 3H plus 4G, they are the same value, right? We know that when A plus B is the same as B plus A. So they are the same. So we can put them together, extract them out together. So 4G plus 3H, and we have here 2X plus 7Y. Right? Now the next example. Okay, again, I'm going to group them up. So we have the first scenario, we have 3AX plus 28BY. But here we have something interesting, right? Because what happened is I look at this and 3AX plus 28BY, they have nothing in common, right? So this is no good. It makes our job very difficult. So what we can do in this situation is to rearrange them, right? So I can always rewrite this and then maybe just swap the position, right? I'll just swap the position, and we have plus 4AY, then plus 28BY, plus 21BX. So once I do that, okay, in the first scenario, the first group, A is now common, right? So I extract out the A, I will have 3X plus 4Y. In the second group, 7b is common, right? So I will end up with 4y plus 3x. Again, 3x plus 4y, 4y plus 3x, they are the same, right? So that gives us 3x plus 4y, extract it out. What I'm left is a plus 7b. Yeah, successfully factorized. Okay. Right, moving on to the next one. Here's another example. Okay, so here's another example where you can do some swapping. If not, okay, it's fine to just extract out 2p in the first group. Okay, so if I extract out 2p in the first group, I have 3y and then plus x. Now, in the second group, right, in the second group, I have minus qx minus 3qy, so the minus is everywhere. So I prefer to actually extract out the negative. So in this case, I'll extract out negative q. And when I extract out negative q, what do I get? I get x plus 3y. And yes, x plus 3y, 3y plus x, they are the same thing. So I will have x plus 3y. And then we will have 2p minus q. There we go. Okay. All right, more examples. I hope you are following this, and of course for those of you who want to try yourself, feel free to pause the video and try yourself. I thought I would like to mention this again. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but hey, some people need reminding, right? It's better for you to actually try it on your own rather than to keep watching the demonstration non-stop. So occasionally do press the pause button and try it out on your own. Right, so this is the next scenario. Again, I look at this and I say, okay, I could extract out 2c from the first group. So I'm left with 2x, right, minus 3y. Now in the second group, I can extract out negative 4, right? So negative 4 and d as well, okay? So when I do that, again, I get 2x minus 3y. So yes, sometimes you can extract out the negative portion, but if you try on your own and you extract out 4d for the first attempt, well, no worry, right? You understand the idea that if the bracket portion, the signs are flipped, then just extract out negative 1 again. Okay, you will get back the same thing. So from here, 2x minus 3y, and then we have 2c minus 4d. But here, this is not good, right? Because what happened is that this portion here, I can extract out 2, right? So I can extract out the 2. So when we reach this stage, we realize, hey, something is wrong. Okay, so what's actually happening is when you reach this stage, you can actually have this scenario. Okay, you can do this and then you extract out the 2 again. But in reality, it is actually cleaner and neater to extract out 2 in the first place. Therefore, here comes the first example that I'd like to remind you. We have been focusing on factorization by grouping at this stage because that's the focus of this stage. But what did we learn in the previous lesson? We learned that we should extract common factors first. So in this case, all 4 terms has a common factor of 2. So it will be neater if we were to extract out the 2 in the first place, right? In the first place, we should extract out the 2, and the whole thing will be a lot neater, and you will get the same answer. So I'm going to erase this, but of course you could have already copied part of it. It's part of the learning process. I just want you to see this, right? No issue. If not, you can take a screenshot or something and then compare it to the other version that I'm going to show you, and you see that it's going to be so much neater, right? So before our instinct kick in and try to do factorization by grouping, recognize that we learn factorization by extracting common factors first, and 2 is common throughout. So I will use a rectangle bracket because personal preference, plus to me it looks a lot neater. And over here we will end up with 2cx, right, minus 3cy minus 4dx, okay, plus 6dy. So again, the same process, right? If you look at this and I can say, okay, I could extract out the c, I will get 2x minus y. And then over here, again, I can extract out the negative 2d, and I will get 2x minus y. So at this stage, okay, I can extract out the 2x minus y and put it with the 2 that's already been extracted, which is fine, right? And I end up with c minus 2d. And that is where we factorize completely. We have to do it completely to get the full credit. Okay? So with this, I hope you gain a good understanding. The last example has a little hexery on it, right? So the hexery simply means the working could be a bit longer, but the concept that we're going to use is the same, right? So let's begin. So what's the first thing we do again? Right. If you say that is to extract the common factor, you are correct, right? So 3 is common. So I can extract out 3 straight away. I have a minus 2b, right? Plus, this will be 12bp minus 9ap, right? And what we notice is that the first group, a minus 2b, nothing in common. So it makes the factorization process a bit challenging. So what we can do is, actually we can just rearrange the order a little bit. Okay, this time round, I will rearrange it by grabbing the 9ap instead, right? So if I grab the 9ap, then the a will be common, so it's good, right? So now we have this situation. Okay, so we grab that. So now we can actually take the a out, and I'm left with 1 minus 9p. Okay, let me just adjust my screen. And on this side, I will extract out 2b, and I will have 9p minus 1. And that's why the hexery is there, because the working is a bit long, right? What we need to notice is that this and this, they are basically the same, except that the signs are reversed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip them, right? So over here, instead of plus 2b, I'm going to do minus 2b, and I will have 1 minus 9p over here. So once I have that done, I will have 3, 1 minus 9p, and a minus 2b over here. Alright, so the principles that we learned, they all apply, just that this particular question needs you to apply all of them. And that's why the working gets a little bit longer. But I'm sure some of you have gotten this successfully. If not, then view the video a few more times, practice more, and come and look for me to clarify any doubts that you have if you can't get it to work. Okay, right. With this, I guess it's a good place to stop this video and continue in the next video where we talk about the cross method.